Hello, dear audience. Today we are very happy to welcome Damien Martin from Valeo. I know that nearly everyone in the automotive aftermarket knows you, Damien. You're really a guy for working for at least maybe 20, 30 years in the independent aftermarket already. But I'm sure there are just one or two people left who do not really know who you are. And please, therefore, introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you, Marcus. So, Damien Martin, I'm currently Vice President for Global Accounts and Channels Development within Valeo Service in France. As you say, my background is essentially automotive aftermarket. More than 30 years in that business, different positions in suppliers, Valeo to start in Belgium, then Delphi, Sogefi, Bosch, but also 10 years experience within the Mobivia Group on customer side.
Yeah, that means on the good side.
I would say
thank you.
Good side. Yeah.
You know that I have also the both experience.
Exactly.
Okay, so we are not sitting here to make fun or kidding. So we have prepared some very important questions towards you. And I would like to start already with the first one. What would you say is Valeo training strategy at a global level?
Effectively, as you say, training is really at the heart of our strategy for a long time in Valeo Service. We would like to support all the professionals in the aftermarket transformation, mobility transformation. And a couple of years ago, before COVID, we have started an inquiry, a kind of mystery shop survey to understand what was the position of the workshops towards the new technologies. And the result has been like that. More than 70% of the workshop are reluctant to welcome new technologies.
Sorry to interrupt you.
70.
Wow.
70%.
Wow.
And it has been confirmed after COVID when we finished the survey. So the fact that the workshop are reluctant to do the job on new technologies and new cars, EV, hybrid, and so on, is not acceptable. The workshops, independent workshops, usually invite the customers to go to the official dealers. So that's why we have detected the importance to train the guys, to educate the workshops and the technicians to keep this business into the independent aftermarket.
And that is really was starting during the pandemic situation, let me say like this, back in 2020.
In fact, when the new technologies arrive on the market, as the group Valeo is really involved in these new technologies, EV, ADAS, autonomous vehicle, and so on, we were obliged to understand what the workshop feels about that. And that's why we've driven this study.
I really have to say that I think it's maybe not known everywhere, and it's underestimated the big OE pedigree that Valeo really has in the market. So we are one of the biggest suppliers towards OE business. And from my point of view, it's so important that you give these experiences towards the independent workshops. And we can add to this topic also the digitalization has a big impact on training. Is that right? Yeah,
absolutely. You're right. Absolutely. Before the pandemic, it's true that workshops, wholesalers prefer having trainings on hands-on, face-to-face, and so on, like we did for many, many years. But during the pandemic, it was the only way to stay in contact with the workshops and the technicians and the wholesalers. That's why we have decided, Valeo Service, to accelerate the training program on digital.
Okay. Interesting. So we can really say that you are in a very strong position to deal with the challenges of the digitalization, right?
Absolutely. And then, as I said, we have accelerated the development of programs on digital, webinars, tutorials, and so on during the pandemic. And now, with the result of that, we have built a library, a platform, technical platform called Tech Assist.
Okay.
This platform gathers all the information related to products, systems, fitting instructions, cataloging, and this platform is for free for all the workshops.
That would be my question. Okay, it is accessible for everyone at least.
Absolutely.
Okay, if you are a workshop owner, not for end customers.
Absolutely, you can do it as well. You only need to register yourself.
Okay.
And you have access to different pictures, product information, webinars, and so on. It's true that the majority of the guys we have in the Tech Assist are workshops owner, technicians. Okay, but also some guys from the wholesalers.
Okay. That's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Do you can name how many videos or informations you have on this kind of platform?
Yeah. In 2022, I think we have provided roughly 120,000 hours of training.
120,000
hours of training
is an incredible
number. Incredible. And it's true that is the effect, the impact of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Okay. Who has driven the guys to be trained easily via a mobile phone, via a computer.
Okay.
So a large audience of people have access to this platform. And then for a single picture, for a single training, for a single parts finding, they go to the platform.
That should be an enormous invest of time, money. Which kind of effort is this?
Cannot imagine.
120,000, that's really
hours. In 2022, so I'm sure that at the end of 2023, we have already, I think, trained 35,000 guys on face-to-face, thanks to this platform, but also close to 180,000 people connected regularly.
Honestly spoken, it's really that what we feel in the market within the last, let me say, 4 to 5 years, that there's really, maybe you can confirm or even not, a change of the mindset within Valeo company if we talk about the aftermarket business. In forward times, it was much more dedicated to OE, and now we have really the feeling that Valeo is at the point for ready for the workshops to support, to give information.
You're right.
And be more and more connected to the real aftermarket story.
You're right. You're right. It's true that from the OE pedigree we had before on powertrain and so on, we are now driven our aftermarket positions directly towards the technicians. That means that we have to adapt another language, another position, another mindset.
Yeah.
Okay. To deal easily with the workshops and the wholesalers. And that's why we have implemented a lot of marketing tools beside Tech Assist, simply to dialogue more regularly. You will see arriving next year a kind of portal to be in direct digitalization relationship with the wholesalers about promotions and so on and so on. So it's true that we have decided to switch. Okay, we still have an OE pedigree for sure, definitely
Very important. Yeah.
our hearts,
Yeah.
but it's not enough. So we have to be aftermarket mindset, I would say.
Yeah. That's right. But coming back to the 120,000 hours of training, do you think all training will be done online then in the future, or what is the idea behind?
Good point. Good point.
Thank you.
No, I don't think so. We don't think so.
Yeah.
Pandemic is behind us. Okay, so workshops are now back on track. Okay, fitting parts, diagnosing and so on. So they will have less time to be connected digitalization. Okay, so we will be back to face. Okay, workshops appreciate the contact of the technicians.
Exactly.
Definitively.
Yeah.
Okay, but especially with the young generation, we see that they like also to have direct access to platforms when they are fitting the parts with the mobile.
Yeah.
They touch the app and they have directly the information. So the future will be a well-balanced training portfolio, face-to-face, physical, and digital.
And that's exactly the point. We both have to face the reality that we are the generation which is much more nearby the retirement, and the younger ones are
Retirement. We still have some
and the younger ones are really used to use these kind of devices, and they are much more online, I think, if I can say it like this. Yeah, they really like to do that.
Absolutely.
But both sides are important.
But Marco, it is not not only that point. Imagine when you have hybrid cars, EV cars, when you have to solve and diagnose the problems of ADAS. Do you think that you can wait 2-3 weeks or eventually the day after to have the technicians on the line to explain? No. You have to fit exactly, and you have to diagnose immediately what's the problem inside the cars.
Yeah. And that is also, maybe it's a complete different topic, but it's also a topic where we are as Global One with other partners are working on, if we talk about Caruso, RepDate, that these kind of telematic solution, it's exactly that. That also the independent workshop is in the position to repair a car online.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And we have to push this kind of idea towards our European market in the first step. 'Cause otherwise, we have no solution next to Mercedes Me or my Audi app and so on. And therefore, we are from Global One side, together with, in this case, our concurrent ITG ATR and some other players from the industry side, really pushing this solution because we are definitely persuaded that this is the right way to do so. Because it's the only solution that we can develop today as a market solution.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
How has Valeo Service shifted its focus beyond conventional discussions in the independent aftermarket to prioritize the technician as an important player in the auto industry?
Yeah. As I said before, we consider technicians now as really the key in the value chain of the aftermarket, and from the parts manufacturer to the workshop, because we see that this guy now is realizing the diagnose. Who comes the failure? What is the failure exactly? What parts I have to order? What parts I have to fit? And how I will fit these parts on the car to repair or to maintain. So this guy is really at the crossroad of everything. And if they manage to diagnose correctly, quickly, if they manage to order the right parts on the right catalog and to fit the parts correctly, it's at the benefit of the workshop to make business, to improve revenues of the workshops.
Right.
But they will do that only if they are well trained, well educated on a permanent way. And that's why, what I said before, training in the future will be a balanced portfolio between face-to-face and webinars. I repeat, if the technician has an issue suddenly on the car, he can immediately solve it via the digital platform. Tech Assist for Valeo, some other solutions from the colleagues. Okay? So now, before 10, 15 years ago, we were considering the wholesalers or the guy on the phone as the key guys to select the parts and to now is the technicians, definitely, if they are trained correctly and permanently.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And if we bring also then the topic of data quality into this cataloging, it's once more in value add for both sides, because I think our main weak point in this entire supply chain is the logistics. And just one part which you have not to send back because it was the wrong one is a very big value add.
Exactly.
And it is something we have to work on, both sides. The industry, but also distributors, we have to help out. Maybe also in the future to give dedicated forecast. For sure. Everything we can do, and it's, from my point of view, one of the main topics if we talk about sustainability, to reduce CO2, because every light commercial vehicle which is not running forth and back to bring the good part is already a value add for the entire structure.
I'm going to reply the first point on the logistics, and you speak about forecast. It's true that the number of parts has exploded for the last 10 years. Okay,
Right.
Difficulty because with the car restyling, the OE change regularly, the part numbers and so on. So we are obliged to multiply the number of product and part numbers. And it's true that for us suppliers it's difficult. Okay, because and we propose to the distributors work together. If you can provide some forecast, we can plan more easily. The logistics and the chain. So it's really, if we can address the topic to the Global One members, please, let's work together on forecasting, and then we will solve. I don't say we will solve everything, but we will improve definitively the availability of the parts.
Yeah, thank you for that. But I don't think that it's just a topic for Global One members. In this case,
Right.
I know. In this case, we have to bring all stakeholders of the independent aftermarket together. We have to learn from each other.
Sure.
We have to build up trust, and that is, from my point of view, the most important topic. We have to trust each other that these kind of informations are not be used in a false way. And that is the only thing we have to solve.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. But coming back to the trainings, what is Valeo offering the market in terms of training? Which different kind of things?
Yeah, in fact, for a long time, trainings are dedicated to a product. So each product of Valeo Service, Valeo Aftermarket, had a dedicated training, information, and so on. Okay, it will be done also. It's already the case, but it will be improved on the new technologies, especially where we are OE leaders like ADAS, like EV, and so on and so on. So the library of training will be improved, completed, and so on, and permanently in evolution. What we will do, we will now cluster the training in 3 steps. First of all, what we call the classic one, okay, providing information on product and systems, okay? Then we elevate at the second level what we call advanced. Here we enter more in details on the systems and the features of the new technologies.
Okay.
And the ultimate level is expert, a name called an ultimate everywhere.
Yeah.
And there we enter in details in the repair, in the diagnosis, okay? And also dedicated to train the trainer, because it's also something really important.
Yeah, you're right.
Especially in your organization. We train directly the workshops, face-to-face or via webinars, but we insist to train the trainer of the wholesaler. Because trainer of the wholesalers are more in daily contact with the workshop.
Yeah, more frequent.
So it's important that the trainers of the distributors could be the relay of Valeo on the market on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So this expert training program is really dedicated not only on workshop, but also on trainers of the wholesalers.
It sounds very, very good and interesting. So
it is interesting.
Yeah, that is, let me say, the current status. But what's about the future of training? It stays like this. Do you see the integration of AI or something like that? What is the idea of Valeo?
You're right. You touched the point. Effectively, AI will definitively help us to develop more precise trainings, utilizing videos, tutorials, 3D pictures of the product.
Exactly, yeah.
All those things. So we permanently improve, and we have already some projects to propose to the market, to the workshops, one of the best platform for technicians and trainings. One of the best.
And for sure, you're sitting here with Global One. How does the Valeo training offer fit into the Global One network?
As I said, everything is free. Everything is at disposal of Global One members. We have already trained people from Wessersmüller, from Demauto, from G7 in Ireland, and so on. So we have regular contact with them. We organize also some factory visits, combined with training. So it's also a combination of having the chance to visit factory, to discuss with engineers, and part of the day, and then to be trained on site in the factories. We have done for them for Global One, I think 300-400 contact with technicians and so on. But just to give you an information, we have at the end of this year, we will have trained on face-to-face, only on face-to-face, and on a global scale.
On global scale,
global scale, because we are active in Brazil, in the US, in China. It's 35,000 people. Can you imagine it?
That's once more a very impressive.
On face to
figure.
face, and close to 180,000 on digital.
Well,
Starting from the single contact to watch a picture to 2 hours dedicated training on webinars. And it's not finished, and it's not
I think this is a perfect word to summarize this interview. Once more, it is really the approval that you have really changed the mindset of Valeo. Very, very dedicated now towards the automotive aftermarket, especially towards the workshops. And we can see here, the audience, that Valeo is really a partner for you, especially on the workshop level. Not only in France or Belgium, in the entire global, in the world. And from my point of view, there have been so much exciting and important information within this interview. From time to time, I was very surprised. I do not expect this kind of enormous figures and information that you have transferred to us. So thank you so much that you have come from Belgium today to Dortmund.
Long trip.
Yeah, it was a long trip, I can imagine. And even if I learned that you have also had the trouble with a taxi driver, to a different address in the first row. And Damien, it's always a pleasure to discuss with you. And I hope that we're going to continue our partnership for the next years.
Definitely, we will retirement.
Right.
Absolutely. No. First of all, thank you for invitation. Thank you for the partnership with Global One. Okay, it has started a couple of years ago. It's a young partnership.
Yeah, right.
But thanks to the evolution of the sales and the relationship with the members, I'm sure that it's going to be a long history between Valeo Service and Global One.
It will be a big pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marcus. Thank you.
Damien.
Take care.